Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back everyone. In this episode, I'm going to try to prove to you that our enemies, meaning the predatory short hedge funds, prime brokers, basically all of Wall Street, are in far worse shape going forward than we are. This is not hopium. These are just the facts and headlines. You decide for yourself. Now, here's the bad news for us. According to this online magazine called Film, their headline, the 2024 box office is off to a rough start, and it won't get better anytime soon, right? And then lower in the article, it says, there is virtually no hope on the horizon. Now, according to ComScore, the overall domestic box office for this year is down 10% compared to this same point in 2023, and sadly, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Okay, they're entitled to their opinion. I'm going to counter that. But guys, let me show you what our enemies have to worry about. And before I show you, keep in mind, this material is from only the last 24 hours or so. Okay, now this appeared from Fortune just a couple hours ago. Billionaire CEO sees $1 trillion in commercial real estate defaults coming for very, very ugly market over the next 2 years. Rising interest rates, the remote work trend, and the dominance of e-commerce sellers have combined to hammer the commercial real estate market over the past few years. Sky-high office and retail space vacancies are plaguing owners in this new environment. Rents are plummeting, and borrowing costs have soared. As a result, U.S. commercial real estate prices have fallen 11% since the Fed Reserve began raising interest rates in March of 2022. Okay, this is not a problem for AMC, but it is a problem for Wall Street. Let's continue. So is it fair to say some of the dirt from the commercial real estate meltdown is starting to get on some of the big boys? Headline from Bloomberg only 15 hours ago. BlackRock to sell Shanghai office towers at 30% discount, sources say. BlackRock is seeking to sell an office complex in Shanghai at about a 30% discount to its purchase price, people with knowledge of the matter said, reflecting the sluggish commercial property market in China's biggest city. The New York-based asset manager is marketing the property in northwestern Shanghai at a reduced rate to speed up the sale, according to people who asked not to be identified because the information is private. But let's go on. This story appeared only 6 hours ago, but it's certainly not new. China's stock market suffers a massive $6 trillion loss. Sounds like a problem for Wall Street, but not for AMC. China's stock market has been hit hard recently, witnessing a staggering loss of more than $6.3 trillion, with indices sinking to 5-year lows. This financial turmoil has left experts and investors concerned about the nation's economic prospects. Now, guys, I want you to remember that Evergrande liquidation hearing is scheduled for January this month. This should add to the fun. China's real estate meltdown deepens. Massive tax evasion claims send shockwaves. China's property crisis, already deepened by the continuous bankruptcies of major developers, is expected to face another severe blow. The real estate market is likely to freeze further, as it has been revealed that the implications of the massive tax evasion by Vanke, one of the big real estate developers out there, are not just rumors. And from Markets Insider, only 6 hours ago, the Fed's big miss on inflation has doomed the U.S. to recession this year, top economist says. The U.S. is heading into a recession because of the Fed's misreading on inflation, Brevin Howard's top economist said. That's a big hedge fund. Monetary policy is putting downward pressure on the economy while hiring has ground to a halt. Quote, monetary policy now is as tight as it has ever been on the precipice of a recession, Jason Cummings said on a Bloomberg podcast. The U.S. may have tiptoed around a recession last year, but it won't be so lucky in 2024, according to the top economist at the hedge fund, Brevin Howard. Now, Uncle Frank, are you concerned? No. Followers of this show know, in the past, theaters have been where Americans went for entertainment when the economy shrank. During the last 8 recessions, box office sales increased 6 times over. Not worried. Now, last time I checked, AMC is paying down its debt, but listen to this headline from only 9 hours ago. Firms are on a $150 billion debt binge, borrowing at the fastest pace to start the year in 3 decades. Firms took out $150 billion in bond-issued debt this month, LSEG data shows. That's the most debt-taking ever recorded in the first few weeks of January. Borrowers are trying to take advantage of lower borrowing costs before the Fed eases monetary policy. Companies are on a record-setting debt binge. We're not. Now, guys, this article is not from the past 24 hours. It's from January 14th, but I had to throw it in there because it cracks me up. From the Daily Hodl, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup risk losing $24 billion, $400 million as number of troubled loans erupt. Optimism in the U.S. banking industry is being threatened by a growing pile of bad loans, putting pressure on the sector's biggest players. Bloomberg analysts say non-performing loans, or loans to debtors that haven't made a payment in over 90 days, rose to a combined $24.4 billion in the last quarter of 2023 for JP Morgan Chase, B of A, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup, reports the Financial Times. Not our problem. So what are the headlines for our industry? From Screen Rant, 8 reasons the Beekeeper's box office is so good. What's behind Jason Statham's new $75 million hit? Jason Statham's latest action thriller, The Beekeeper, has already achieved early box office success, grossing over $75 million worldwide. All right, that doesn't sound so bad. The theaters are dead, right? From Screen Rant, 2023's breakout rom-com hit passes a massive global box office milestone. Anyone But You has surpassed 100 million at the global box office, making it one of 2023's most profitable movies. Okay, guys, at some point, we're seeing this kind of stuff over and over again. I would much rather be in AMC's shoes going forward than Wall Street's right now. And today, from Seeking Alpha no less, AMC Entertainment, better 2024 movie slate gives hope. AMC generated positive operating cash flow in Q3 and has a more promising movie slate for 2024. The company is a high-risk, high-reward stock, but the 2024 analyst consensus numbers look too low. The company's large debt load remains a challenge. Okay, but hey, take a look at that chart. It is going in the right direction. I even put an arrow there for you. And speaking of debt, Citigroup, our chief investment banker, the guy's responsible for the APE, its conversion, the reverse split, right? Those guys who, just slashed our price target again for what, 14th time in the past 2 weeks? Check out their debt, all right? Citigroup long-term debt for the quarter ending December 31st, 2023 was $275.76 billion, an 8.97% increase year over year. And they're worried about our debt. Give me a break. I don't know about you, but I think our headlines are a lot more fun than Wall Street's right now. 10 action movies already getting our heart racing in 2024. So guys, maybe if we put them side by side, let's compare headlines. New Jurassic World movie coming from original Jurassic Park writer, or JP Morgan Chase, B of A, Wells Fargo, and Citi risk losing $24.4 billion as number of troubled loans erupt. You pick. Well, I don't know if I convinced you, but I would much rather have our headlines than Wall Street's. From Deadline, 8 hours ago, Anyone But You tops 100 million global, Mean Girls Fetch in UK debut, Queen rocks for IMAX, Aquaman 2 nears 400 million worldwide, international box office. I mean, guys, theaters don't seem dead to me. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.